All right, let's go over Puppy Bass from the EDM Volume 1 demo in the EDM Volume 1 pack. See, let's check the attributes that we can modulate first in this sound. This one has cutoff, ring mod, move, mix, oscillator 1 and 2, short, and timbre. So let's see what all of these did and how I was able to automate these to create this sound. So this one is really cool because of how dramatically different this one can be depending on just a few simple automations. I'm just going to hit a few keys. First, let's just actually see what the actual parameters I modulated was. So I actually modulated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 8 parameters. Well, let's see which ones had the biggest effect, and let's screw around with this. So I'm going to hit some notes. So this is what it is right now. Cool. Now, let's see what happens over the course of this as I play back when this short knob gets changed. So that short knob is the one that's actually responsible for this giant change in the texture and just the massiveness of the sound, going from something that's kind of pointy and focused and kind of leady to something much more heavy and bass-like, which is totally cool. So let's actually see what happens. Well, let's actually listen real quick to how this transforms back into the lead sound, which is one of my favorite parts about this. So let's see what happens if we just change this one around. So it changes the pitch, but it's a totally cool almost riser or some kind of effect that we can do, which is really fun. So that is the short parameter. Let's go next. That's volume, so don't really have to talk about that. Let's see what the cutoff is in this sound. So in this way, it looks like I made a kind of cut. I'm just tweaking the knob up as we go along. Let's see what this one does. Oh man, I just got crazy right there. But we can see that when I move that, very, very dramatic effect on the sound, especially considering where the short macro is. So let's see what happens when we get into this section of it with this one up and down. So totally aggressive. Let me just play some notes over there. Oh, it's nice up there. Nice. So let's undo back to what it was like. So for the purpose of this clip, I had it relatively low, but up would have been cool too for a different purpose. Let's see what move does. So it kind of changes the sound itself. Just a little bit, some of this texture here. Cool. It's a little bit more subtle than some of the other ones, but still definitely has an effect. Let's check the mix. It looks like for this one I only did something very small right around there. Oh wow. So that changes it completely. Wow, we're destroying this. Wow, for something that wasn't melodic, this would be a crazy cool bass. Wow. But now I'm just lost playing with that. That was really cool. I actually didn't even realize that this sound had that in it. That was super cool. But let's continue on. Let's go to the OSC one. Let's see what this one does. So it brings up the oscillator 1, so it sounds like there's an introduction of a new sound, or a new layer rather. Cool, so it adds a top layer of aggressiveness over here. I actually want to try this mix again now that I have this up. Wow, I love that. Okay, let's move on. All right, so then we have, let me undo. Back to where we were. Okay. Let's see oscillator 2. This one's going to be the same kind of thing. It's going to introduce a layer. It looks like I used the most of this layer in this clip. Ah. Wow, so we get rid of all of the heaviness with this oscillator. This is why this sound in particular, there's so much going on. There's so many possibilities to completely transform this sound. I barely scratched the surface. You can see how much we're transforming it just playing with these two tabs. I want to do this now. Let's undo, get back to where we were. I could get lost in this all day. Cool. All right, so last one, let's check the timbre. Slight there. Let's see the effect of timbre if that's down. Slight. This one's a little bit more subtle. Wow, this is just holding down a note. So that is puppy based. All of these parameters make all kinds of different stuff happen. So you could make easily every element of a song with this one. Make it do some crazy stuff. This one, I just want to explore, I just want to explore this one. Just into that transition. With some cool reverb on that. Just Let me just pop a reverb real quick. Let's give it a medium. Okay, so clearly I could get lost in this all day, but hey, it's up to you. I'd love to hear what you do with this sound. Explore it. There's tons of stuff going on here. Let me undo to get back to where I was, and there we go. Cool, so that's Puppy Bass out of the EDM Volume 1 pack. As far as the MIDI for Puppy Bass, let's take a quick look here. It's the exact same thing both times through, so it's all the automation that's making the change here, not the MIDI, and it's just a lick in G minor. And that's it. That's the whole thing. One last thing here is the other preset I used here out of the EDM Volume 1 pack, Laser Chirps. This one, let's take a solo. So totally a transition sound, a great effect. I'm not actually automating anything for this one, but let's just take a look at what I could have. We got mix, sine, sawtooth, square, sustain, shape, delay, 1 and 2. Let's do it really quick. Oh, let's do them really quickly. I really like the way that the mix transforms it very quickly. Cool. So really great as an effect. It doesn't have to be an effect. The other purpose that I immediately can think of is if you were to use this in a rhythm or use this in some kind of way for some kind of rhythmic dance lead or some kind of lead that is heavily rhythmic and cool soundingness. Get creative with it. But yeah, very easily insertable as an effect, and that's why I thought it made a great transition sound for this. It's all those subtle things. So that's Laser Chirps and Puppy Bass and exactly how I use them in the EDM Volume 1 demo.